hit this mighty record button. All right. Do want to thank you all for watching and tuning in. Of course, I'm your host, ADemonicWizard, ADemonicShadow for literally everything else. I am joined with two friends to go ahead and talk about the Nintendo Direct for 3/3/2016, aka March 3rd, 2016. I have Alex. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Alex, aka Irrelevant Alex. You can follow me on Twitter at IAFVS, and I play video games.
And go ahead, Jin.
I am Jen, known as Zero Noella on literally every platform imaginable. I am the main admin of Pixelated Table, and I claim to be an amateur streamer, but I haven't streamed in months. Hopefully that'll change soon.
Hopefully.
Just like an amateur streamer.
So before we go ahead and go through the order of the Nintendo Direct and go through just overall, how were your opinions on Nintendo Direct? Like, was it bad? It was good. I was hoping for more information on this, more information on that. Like, overall, how do you like the Direct? Because it's been a while since there's been one.
It was it was good to me. I think it was enough information to justify having a direct.
Yeah.
None of it was particularly mind blowing. I like the fact that certain things are being localized, and we've got
Yes.
release dates on certain other things, but we can get more specific with that when we get to them.
Yeah, I was happy with it. I was expecting nothing. I had no expectations for this, and I got a bunch of release dates for games I'm actually interested in. So that's cool.
And
More time frames for games I'm interested in. Anyways.
And now
Yeah.
that I think about it, because like at first I thought this one was like, I guess it was just an like it was, I guess, decent. I guess I would say decent the Direct. But one of the things that I just realized was that Nintendo hit, like, they do pretty much a generalized Direct. So when they do these lengthy ones, they have tons of stuff in there. So I feel like everyone who watches this, there's always that one or two things that they saw were like, yes, 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 and then everything else was kind of just Because, like, I'm sure there's things that you were in there that were like, yes to that, yes to that, yes to that, and there everything else you're like, ah. But I feel like at least there was something in here everyone was like, thank you, yes, yes, finally. Like me and Monster Hunter, like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get a fucking capture card for that motherfucker. I'm gonna stream the hell out of that shit when that comes out. But I need that capture card.
$100, please.
But we're gonna go ahead and of course go through the order. Have the video up in case you're watching. The link and everything to their Twitter and all that will be down below. They started off with the Star Fox, which was necessarily the update about it, which was cool. We got more information on the game. The game once again still looks amazing. It's nice. They were they talked about branching paths, and that's pretty cool. So you don't have the same path that you're constantly you're taking. You can branch out, and showing like the alternative path. So I'm really curious to see what the alternating paths do. So you go to stage 1. You take alternate stage to stage 1. Does that mean there's going to be, like, is it just that alternate path and then once you're done, that's it? Or is it going to be that alternating path goes into something more in depth and maybe not necessarily an alternate ending, so to speak, some Mass Effect stuff, but, if there's going to be like some side story or something like that that goes on with the alternating paths or, whatever. Or if there's something where if you take all the alternating paths or you find all of them, there would be like a secret boss, something like that rewards you for taking a secret path besides taking the secret path and beating the boss.
Well, this is Star Fox, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I zoned out for a bit.
Much like our listeners, thanks for listening.
Much thanks for you. But if it's anything like Star Fox 64 as far as the branching paths are concerned, then it'll be a lot like Star Fox 64 also in the sense that it's more than just a glorified rail shooter.
If it was just Star Fox 64, like, and prettier, I'm down. $60. Bam, there you go.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we got a core Star Fox game. I mean, I actually had fun with Star Fox Assault, but I just want my R wings.
Yeah, and I'm rewatching it, and like one of the things I do is co-op, where you can one uses a controller, and then the other one, of course, uses the Wii Pad to do some type of couch gaming, which once again is totally fine with. I mean, I'm sure it's something we'll probably end up never using ourselves, in case maybe one or two times. Something else that they added in was using amiibos, or at least the Star Fox amiibo, to get the classic wing, which I thought was pretty cool. So that's one of the problems I had with Nintendo, is all these amiibos are like, oh yeah, they're gonna be compatible with all these future games and everything like that. And I'm sitting here just like, what do you mean by that? So, like, yes, we can use one thing for this game because it's just Star Fox. It's like I have, like, people who collect these things have probably like every one. Let's assume, you have every amiibo that comes out. One of the problems I have is that, okay, every time a game comes out from Nintendo, you're only able to use 1, 2, 3, 4 amiibos for that one game, and the rest just sit there.
Yeah.
They had like a game in the direct. It was like Amiibo something festival, and it was like you can use all the amiibos, and then it's like only these 10. Like, damn.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a really pretty looking game. It's like something they can like just do all the models for all of them, and just make a game that's compatible with every single one. And obviously make it not like a game that's not a looker, where it's every single model is like complicated. Like, no, like that game would be perfect. What they showed off. If it was just like all of these are compatible, bam. That's what I'm waiting for. Is like the amiibo game.
Yeah, and it was
like,
weird. Because me and my friend were talking about like an amiibo focused game. Like, the more amiibos you have, the more power you have. So I'm echoing off you, Alex.
You're echoing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But if it was a turn-based, still echoing.
I'm gonna put in headphones.
Okay. But if it was like Fire Emblem or a tactics game, and you would start off with like 5 characters or whatever, but every amiibo you had would bring a new character you had to the game. But it would start off with, like, you start the game, you start off with the amiibo you choose of, and that would be like your main character, or your main character would be based off that or whatever. And then as you played the game more, it allowed you to use more and more amiibos. So a person who had all the amiibos would be able to get all the characters in their game, and it would be something like Fire Emblem, or turn-based tactical game, maybe in like an RPG game, something like that. And I think that would have been really cool. So, like, hey, yeah, if you have all the amiibos, this game is really for you, and it's a turn-based tactical game. But even if you don't have all the amiibos, you can still play the game. It's just the more amiibos you have, the more advantage you have. And I was like, I think that would work.
Yeah, just anything that gives me a use of a Little Mac amiibo. Other than that one, but Little Mac and more things is what I want. Just Little Mac and Kirby game, Little Mac and Star Fox. Let me have Little Mac control an R-Wing. That's all I want. Is that unreasonable?
Apparently
Maybe,
so.
but it's what I want.
I want a Waluigi game, but we all know how that's going.
As long as he leaves his gloves on, sure.
He must pilot
of course.
and drive cars.
So any other final words on Star Fox?
There was Project Guard.
Project Guard is something I don't think is worth talking about too much, because Star Fox Guard, as it is known now, for one, it's starring a member of Slippy Toad's family, which makes it immediately irrelevant.
Grippy Toad.
I'm kind of interested. Like, I'm only interested because it's a defense-based game. I love defense-based games. I used to play those shit all the time. Yeah. So that itself,
it's tower defense.
that alone means I'm gonna probably more than likely just gonna play the game and tell
Tower
you how bad it
defense
is.
with Slippy Toad's uncle. That's what it is. Tower defense with Slippy Toad's uncle, Grippy Toad. Yeah, it has 100 stages, but you can create your own stage.
Yeah.
And
trade. And,
it's like it's actually not part of like inside Star Fox, Zero. It's its own eShop game. Game.
If anything, it's just a tower defense game with Star Fox characters or Toad. Toad,
but it was part of the direct. So it's $15, but if you bought the digital version of Star Fox Zero, you get a $5 discount. So it's going to be $10 if you do that way. But,
yeah.
So it's a $15 Star Fox themed tower defense game, which it's there. There you go for people who like tower defense.
Yeah,
apparently
it's me.
Shadow.
The only thing that's turning me down from this, because one, the whole camera system, I think that's brilliant, because you really have to strategize and you have to know what camera you're at and you have to know the best placement.
Yeah,
I
can set up 12 cameras to see the enemies.
I absolutely love that. The only thing that's kind of throw me off is the limit of enemies, because that's usually the bad side. Is that I'm not necessarily expecting boss characters. Boss characters are always loved in tower defense games, but from like they were showing where you can nicely make your own levels. Of course, they're not showing all your enemies, but it looks like there might be up to 30 things you may be able to select from when it comes down to enemies and definitely doors and stuff like that. So I'm hoping to see how different those are with those enemy types. I mean, 30 is a good amount, but usually some things that make or break tower defense games, if it's literally enemy A looks like enemy B looks like enemy A but bigger. It's like, no, just can you even if he's just a stronger version of that guy, can he please look a little bit different? Or if there's some type of other element, like, hey, this guy's in the air, he can only be attacked by air strike. This guy can only be attacked by fire. Something like that, where you have to strategize the placement of different towers instead of just putting them kind of whatever you want.
Do that, Grippy Toad.
But we'll see. I'll try. I'll definitely more than likely try this out and be the only person streaming this shit and seeing how good it is.
Also, one last thing on Star Fox Zero. Apparently, there's a 2-player mode. One person flies the R-wing, the other person aims and shoots. That's pretty cool.
Once again,
I just want to hear if this game ends up having the worst dialogue of all time, I'll be perfect. It'll be perfect. The hatches are open. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Falco, don't open that door.
Excited for that, kind of, because it looks like from a demo it has a boss character. So I don't know if the boss character is going to count as once again those 30 enemies, because if there's 100 stages, 30 enemies, and those 30 enemies, some of them are bosses, then I mean we're gonna need some more enemies or something.
Yeah. That being said, let's see what else happened.
What came up next was hold on, let me scroll. There was a Splatoon update. They're adding new guns, improving certain abilities in the gear stuff, which is pretty cool. Is that they're using stuff things that aren't popular. They're buffing them up, which I think is good, so more people use them. But honestly, that was just a Splatoon update. I don't play Splatoon, unfortunately, so there's much to say, but definitely good things. One thing I love about Nintendo is they're improving and updating all their games, so that way people who love Splatoon, love Fire Emblem, have a ton of content, which is one of the things I love about Nintendo. There's always tons of content for your games.
Yeah.
Also, props to some of the things that came to Splatoon were free, so props to that. They could have totally charged like $1 or $2, but props for being free.
Unfinished game ever.
That was
I say unfinished in quotes, by the way.
Yeah. That was pretty much on Splatoon. They went next to
Yeah, I don't have much to add for Splatoon.
Mario and Luigi.
I would like to play it.
Not Mario and Luigi, but Mario and Sonic.
Okay, pass. We are not talking about that.
Let's talk about the 2016 Rio game.
The only thing that I'm totally okay and fine with is the cast. Moving on, because they have a lot of characters that have Metal Sonic in there.
I refuse to spend any great amount of time talking about Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Like,
so the thing I love about Mario and Sonic at the 2016 Rio Olympic Games
motherfucker
is they
moving
slow
on.
down
We are
Sonic
moving on.
so Mario
We are
can
moving
actually do its track and field competition. Because Sonic is, he's just too fast.
they have Metal Sonic.
And I really like.
They have Metal Sonic
Okay,
and two of these
Moving
enemy
on.
guys
The
that
next
look
game is
interesting as
Paper
shit.
Mario, right? The next game is Paper Mario, right?
Oh, hold on.
No one cares about Paper Mario. Let's talk more about Sonic.
No.
At the 2016 Rio Olympic Games.
That comes out March 18th. They did an update for Mario Maker. They're adding a new option to some of the items can be shaked to have additional effect. The only thing they're really adding is keys, which they're having one to where the coin, if you shake it, it's a red coin. And then you can put them on the map, and people have to actually collect all the red coins to get the key to open a door, so you can make the final door be a key door. And they, of course, have to have the key to unlock the door so people don't run through, which just means people are just going to be trolls with it and put them in ridiculous places. There's also one where you can give the key to an enemy or a boss, so you can make mandatory boss battles instead of people just once again skipping them and exiting, which I'm totally fine with. I think this is a good update. It's just people make bad levels. Majority of the people make bad levels, and that's the thing. That's no.
They number dropped how many like user created levels there were, like what 1.2 million or something.
Something.
And I just wanted him to say like, there's 1.2 million levels and 200 are actually good. That's amazing. like just like, that's it. Just...
But once again, Nintendo adding more content to the game, which I'm totally fine with, even if I don't play the game. I totally think that's a plus, and I once again give props to Nintendo for that.
Yeah, I like that idea of making just another completion task to have,
and then they
and forcing people to fight other than cheese.
Yeah. They also
added. That's cool. Good job, Nintendo.
They also added the super expert mode, because expert isn't hard enough. It's super expert, which I'm really interested in. I'm probably gonna watch one of my friends stream this. Is that you have 100 lives to take down 6 really hard levels. So I'm curious of just how these six levels are determined. Like what determines these being picked and whatever. So that's something interesting. But outside that, just necessarily an update, more things to unlock, more things to do with creating your levels and stages and everything like that. Because it's keys. You have to get the key to get through the doors. But I'm hoping it's not one of those BS things where you start the stage. Like I already told you, people are gonna have bad levels. You start the stage, there's literally red coins all over the place, and there's like 5 different doors, and it's like good luck. And there's tons of enemies trying to kill you. So, yeah, sweet, cool. I'm not gonna play your level.
Fair.
So that comes out March 9th. That was pretty much it. They moved on to the dance game of Persona and Fire Emblem.
Dance game?
Well, it's a J-pop, like it takes place in Japan. It's a music game. I don't
this is an RPG just featuring some idols, right? Like they're not it's not a dancing rhythm game.
Well,
it should be. It looks like one.
It looks like a musical, like an RPG music, like it's an RPG game. It looks interesting because it's weird, and that makes it look interesting. Like
this is probably one of the things that like some people are just like, man, this is way too fucking anime. This is not Shin Megami Tensei. This is Persona garbage.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I'm like, it's one of the things like when I get a Wii U, I'm gonna get that just because I like RPGs and anime garbage.
And it's weird at the same time. There's an open world version, so it makes me want to think like it's a Persona game to where like, okay, cool, you do your daily life, and then you go home, listen to music, and then you go rap into this world or something like that.
It's Persona, but instead of personas, you have old Fire Emblem characters as your personas.
I'm interested. Yeah, I mean, it's It's there. I'll look into it and see what's up.
Oh, what was the name of it? Tokyo Mirage Sessions. There you go. June 24th. Go buy it. Support your waifu.
In the music simulator RPG game.
Oh, I will. I will.
Slay monsters like a pop star.
Slay monsters, then slay your waifu.
That is a different kind of Yandere simulator.
So let's see. They then moved on to, actually I have to get the name of this because I actually forgot. But
Lost
it's like
Reavers.
It's a what is that? What it is? A dungeon simulator?
Yeah,
thing?
Lost Reavers.
Okay, now the thing that the thing I don't like about this trailer is I feel they used a very boring stage. The game itself looks interesting, but I feel like the map they picked was a boring one because it looks like it looks crowded because once again you have your 4 friends and you're going to a dungeon and it looks like the rooms are too small to actually do anything tactical. So it's pretty much just everyone goes in there and just bum rush.
I feel like
enemies.
that's the game type. Like I feel like that's just going to be like that the entire game. It's just going to be the levels kind of look bland and boring. So Lost Reavers, aka Lost Frame Rates, is Bandai Namco's free-to-play online co-op action game. April 14th.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Or as the beta. Full release is April 28th.
The levels just look boring. Like that's the only thing I don't like about this game. Other than that, I'm totally fine with it. Like it looks interesting, because you play the level twice. Because you go into the dungeon, you're getting a goal. Through the video, they're getting an egg or a sack or whatever the fuck that is. Someone has to carry it and walk, which looks boring. It doesn't look like they can even fight. So depending on how long. Well,
Crystal Chronicles. You don't like Crystal Chronicles, where some guy has to be the.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that you're going all the way to the end of the dungeon, which hopefully probably has a boss before the actual end. You pick up the item, and then you walk back. You walk back. Everyone else fights, so you're literally not doing anything. You're just sitting there, just not getting hit, and just running past, walking past the enemies, and that kind of, like, depending on how big the stage are, that can either be really tiresome, like for the harder stages and like the end game. But once again. We'll see.
You're talking about Endgame for a game that doesn't exist
Yeah,
yet.
I know. It's just. All right, fucking moving on. I don't have an opinion.
It's a free-to-play game. I doubt you'll fucking play it anyways enough to get there.
Yeah, before we go to the next game, I will have to go ahead and depart. It's becoming increasingly difficult to juggle what I'm currently juggling.
Oh no, okay. That's cool. I guess if any things you wanted to say on things later in the podcast, and then just to get your voice out.
Let's see. As far as Paper Mario, I mean, is Mario a kid or a squid though? As far as Bravely Default, best game. It's gonna be great. Birthday present. Hint, hint.
There's a cat. You can steal moves from enemies in the game. Teach your cat to do them.
There's a Catmancer. Yes.
Like
they dropped the ball. They should have called it the Necromancer. Same.
The Neko Meowncer? I don't know.
Neko Meowncer.
Oh god.
The Meowncer.
It's done.
Okay, my job is done here. I've done enough.
The Meowncer.
Oh man.
They dropped the ball in the name. But I do want to thank you for coming in for the 23 minutes.
Thanks. And I'm definitely sorry I couldn't stay for the entire thing, but just timing, that's all.
No, it's cool. Shit live. But you take care.
Have fun in California.
I will do what I can, sir. 0 out.
So moving on, Paper Mario, which I don't know.
Paper Mario Color Splash.
Yeah, Paper Mario Color Splash. The thing is that it's Paper Mario, except he able to use the world is losing its color, so you have a magical hammer where you can slam into allies and things in the world to give them color, and they're restoring color to the game. And I feel like one of the things they're doing with Paper Mario is that they're going to run out of ideas with Paper Mario, because This it just looks tedious, just running around everywhere, hitting things with color. Like you go into a new city or something like that, a new area, and 75% of the world, 30% of the world is just not in color, and you just all right, cool. Let me just new city, smack, 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 smack. All right, cool.
It's,
Everything's color.
Like if the entire world was covered in like ink or grease, and you had to go around with a water jetpack and spray off all the ink and grease with your jetpack, that'd be a boring Mario game.
Well, no, that looks fun. Like let's say if you wanted to do a specific area, you can do a hammer. But then there is like things where you can have like bigger area, like if you can throw like a grenade, so to speak, and it would paint everything in the blast radius, so you didn't have to go in there and smack everything. Because then you just throwing like colorful, beautiful grenades. I don't know, it's fun.
That's why you should play Splatoon. Also, I was making fun of Mario Sunshine. If you didn't get,
yeah.
If you didn't. Just point that out.
And then they also changed the battle system where you had to like select cards and click and hold for them to attack. Which
yeah, I think that's bad.
I think that's
I just
bad
want
too.
Paper Mario RPG again. Apparently,
I'm still waiting.
They keep adding features when they don't have to, and they just leave it like it was. It was really good. Just don't change that. Don't change the battle system. That was good.
What they need to do is just hurry up and make the Mario and Luigi need to team up with Wario and Waluigi for some odd reason. Game done. Don't they have to defeat some magic boss being that absorbed Princess and Daisy in or something. I don't know. So that's Color Smash.
Yeah, you just like Waluigi.
Yeah. Also, once again, props to Nintendo. Everything that's being announced in this Direct is coming out in 2016, which is pretty cool. Summer.
Yeah, most
fall.
of it was summer.
Yeah, most of it being summer to fall. I believe there's something for fall, but cause
yeah, some just have late 2016. But.
Yeah, a lot of stuff just has available in 2016, which I'm assuming if it's not in summer, because the earliest thing that they announced. Or at least the latest thing that they announced, they actually had a date, was summer. So if it's not in the summer, it's in everything that else is either going to be in the fall or holiday after the holiday this year. But once again, everything in this year is available for 2016, which is definitely props. Not waiting, 4 E3s from now to get a game.
Man. So we're done with Paper Mario, Color Splash.
So
are we ready to talk about the most hyped AAA game there exists?
So, Poke Tournament. I'm gonna first give a shout out.
I thought we were gonna be talking about Pocket Card Jockey.
So anyway, Poke Tournament. They
Solitaire horses.
So we'll get to it.
Okay. No, that's all it.
Poke Tournament. They have Doxy. I forget its final evolution, the fox from the last gen, where it's the second evolution, which name I can't remember, and I have on screen. I freaking love this thing. It is a mage, all right? If you don't know from the game, if you never played it for some odd reason, it takes the stick that it's holding right here on screen from its bush in the back or its tail, and it uses that to cast projectile attacks. So if it does fire spin, it doesn't actually do fire spin from its mouth. It pulls its wand, so to speak, out of its tail, waves its wand, and the fire spin comes from its wand, which is amazing. And I love this more than the third evolution for Pokemon. It's just those earwax though. Those earwax though, like.
So. Yeah, I'm like Pokken Tournament. I would like to play it. Seems interesting. I wonder. I'm very curious at how it will do it, like CEO and Evo for the fighting game tournament rank.
Hype for seeing that for Evo, because I don't
what crazy shit can people do with
exactly.
Blaziken?
It doesn't look like it's going to be one of those games where one hit deaths and you just combo them death. It does look like eventually you have to end the combo. But now watching this video,
is it like Dissidia with Pokemon? Is it like Gundam with Pokemon?
It's like yes and no, because of course different Pokemon have different characteristics. Some at least from the trailer, from this video, it seemed like there's only two: Fast and Weak, Strong. Oh no, three. There's Fast and Weak, Strong and Slow, and Gengar, which is random apparently. Gengar is the random one. But in the trailer, it looks like it does have Dissidia, where you can do a combo into a wall, have your assist come out, and then you can continue off your assist. So it does look like they did take some things from Dissidia, but I'm really curious to see how it's balanced out and just how different the characters are compared to each other, and see if some are not necessarily broken, but just if they're like Machamp, he's gonna be probably a close-in character because he's fighting.
Grappler.
Yeah, but how's he gonna be different from the other fighters? I know Lucario is able to do these projectiles with his attacks, but if anything, I'm really curious to see just how different these characters are to each other, and see just if there's any OP-ness and how they're balanced. So just how different they are, how balanced they are. That's all I'm really worried about.
Yeah, it's definitely for me like a wild card on like it might be like really successful and fun, or it might just be complete ass.
Nintendo could have dropped the ball. We don't know. But once again, Poke Tournament available March 18th, 2016. And it's going to be at EVO, which I am so hyped to see competitive play for this so soon. Or like on a mass scale, because I'm sure there's going to be competitive after the game releases. But
yeah, they had an early competition, early access tournament they're going to do as well. So that'll be good. Show off the game. Like they did with Smash.
Oh yeah, they actually did have a Poke Tournament early access competition March 17th, and of course Twitch Nintendo.
There we go.
On Twitch for Nintendo.
We'll watch that on the 17th.
You're gonna take the day.
So Game Freaks' Solitaire Horses for the 3DS coming out in May. All right, so what the fuck?
You just skipped. So Zelda HD. So Zelda. My Nintendo. So my Nintendo is the one that replaced. It's the what did they have before? Where like you bought a game, you got coins for being your game. You reviews.
Club Nintendo.
Yeah, Club Nintendo. Pretty much, it's just a replacement of Club Nintendo. It's
with an actual account system that ties all your devices and shit together.
So
which is good. They're back in 2003 with the Xbox. It's great. Good job.
So you'll be able to, as you can see, play apps and purchase digital games, and then you'll get points, which you then use for a variety of new ways, they say. And it's also, there's a smart app version for it too, so which is pretty cool. So you don't have to do it from the Nintendo device. You can do it from your phone.
Or your browser.
That's something that's going to be coming out, because it's not actually out, but it's something that's coming soon. I'm actually looking forward to see it, because I'm really curious to see how it's going to. I'm sure it's going to work the way it previously did work, more balanced out, or more rewards, where you buy a game, and then you get points for it, and then if you once again are a person who spends tons of money in Nintendo, you'll be able to get a few free games, hopefully good ones. Or man, it'd be really cool if you bought they did away, because it from here it shows that it's digital purchase. It doesn't say physical.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's gonna apply to physical, but it would be really cool if you bought 4 games digigital at full price, you can get another one at full price regardless of its release date, which would be pretty cool. So if buy Fire Emblem, Monster Hunter, Bravely Default, some other Paper Mario, and then some other game you get for free using your points that you can pick from. So I'm just curious to see how it works, and hopefully it's actually something beneficial to participate in. Because Club Nintendo, I didn't use it that much, just not because I didn't have enough points to buy stuff, but there wasn't anything really worth getting. They had a bunch of games that were just unpopular, no one really cared about. So once again, we'll see more eventually, because there's no date on that.
It had some decent stuff for me, and I didn't, it was just free, so I lowered my bar a lot. I got a 3DS game case and a free game here or there.
Yeah,
cool. It was neat enough for me, but not being the biggest Nintendo guy. It was okay. But with this,
Mini Mario.
I'm happy that they improved their account system. Good job.
Oh my god,
We're just have one.
There's no more of that whole what's your Nintendo code number bullshit. No, it's what's your name, and then you can type in ADemonicShadow, and then it'll pop up my code, link to it, and it's like cool. Yes, Nintendo. Yes.
We did it.
None of this number shit. I hated that stuff. I understand you wanted to do it for privacy and keep pedals and blah 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 blah, but no. Thank you for making Nintendo ID. But moving on, Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, which was something we talked about earlier in the podcast, is that you can use, it's pretty much an Amiibo-based game. And it's funny. You can use all your Amiibos, but only really 10 work from the start.
Can you give me a list of where you're reading the stuff at?
I'm actually just looking at the video itself.
Oh, okay.
So,
fair enough.
The Amiibos that work for it are Yoshi, Toad, Luigi, Mario, Peach, Bowser, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Bowser Jr., and Rosalina. And they each have their own different abilities. Now, this is once again, this isn't what I talked about, because the game I was talking about is that you can have one Amiibo, but you can still play the game. This one, each character has their own abilities. Like Donkey Kong's able to climb rocks. Rosalina is able to, jump really high straight up. So what if you come to a stage and you don't have the Amiibo that's necessarily used to beat that level? Do you just not beat the stage, or do you skip it? We don't necessarily know how it's necessarily portrayed. If there's a story, or if there's just tons of challenges that you just play, and then if you have the Amiibos for it, you can necessarily play these challenges for these Amiibos that you have. So we necessarily don't know how that's going to work. Because I would hate to be playing the game and it's like, oh, you don't have Luigi Amiibo, so you can't beat this stage. So what do I do now?
I don't think it would be like that, but
but we don't know. So I'm highly doubting. I'm highly doubting it's gonna be like that.
What you have, but still, it's probably just unlocks for special abilities or whatever. But as someone who only has one Amiibo and that was for free, I'm not really interested.
No, I'm not either. I'm once again still gonna look into it to see just if it's a bad game. I'm gonna try to tell people, hey, it's a bad game, don't play it. But if it's a good game, but I'm pretty sure that
buy more Amiibos.
Yeah, what solves the problem is that you'll play the game, you'll scan the Amiibos that you have, and then it'll be like, all right, cool, here's 500 levels that you can play because you have all the Amiibos. But if you scan like 3, it's like, all right, cool, you have like 8 hopefully a lot of levels, like 80 levels that you can try to beat. Here you go. So not necessarily solves the whole don't have all the Amiibo problems, but can still play this game. But this will be a nice platform, because they didn't say it, but this will be a nice platform for creating your own levels. Because this game, once again, is a puzzle game, so I'm hoping that's something to add in later, or something they do. Because creating your own levels are always fun, and then people can make bad levels just like Mario Maker. And we can all kind of rage at these little BS levels that people can't make.
I don't have much to say about the Amiibo game, because that was the part where I just zoned out, because I don't care about Amiibos.
But it's available April 28th.
I this part of the conversation.
It's available April 28th, 2016, for you to enjoy. So moving on. Animal Crossing, they did some new Amiibos, so there's that, because
but
Amiibos.
Isabella getting released on my birthday, though. That's Animal Crossing, what I can care about. So, the dog waifu on my birthday. There we go.
So then you'll have 2 Amiibos, just like me.
With no fucking purpose.
Pretty much. So the next thing they have up is just Virtual Console. They're just moving a bunch of Virtual Consoles to the Wii, to the 3DS and the Wii U for you to play. So
that's all Earthbound on there. So yeah, good job, Earthbound. There you go.
So all these games that they have here are once again going to be available soon. These games here, which is Pilot Wings. Super Mario and F-Zero will be available March 3rd, and then they'll be adding Zelda: Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong Country, Diddy Kong's Quest, April 14th, and then all the other ones will be coming soon. So that's pretty cool. It's once again old games on newer systems. So if you don't have to play those older games on the older system. You can play your all your older games on the newer system where they're all in one space. So I'm once again totally fine with that. If you haven't seen, I played not Super Mario, Mario Luigi, Superstar Saga, and a bunch of old Game Boy Advance games on my Wii U, which I absolutely love because I can just play them on the gamepad. I mean, yeah, it's pretty big because it's a gamepad, but still, I freaking love playing it and totally step forward. No wrong. Just, I mean, if they want to lower the price because some of these Game Boy Advance games are, $10, $15. I think they should be, 5 to
Nope.
10. But
Money, please.
whatever. Totally down for it. After
We
that,
fucked up with the Wii. Give us money.
now we can talk about it. It's a solitary race
Oh, I thought that. Yeah, my bad.
pony game that, if you did not know, is Alex been wanting to bag this game for quite.
So why?
You play solitary.
How?
You play solitary. As you clear cards, you gain unity, which is used to play your horse on the track, and then as you play your horse on the track, your horse can level up, and get faster and everything like that. But it's strategic, not only because it's solitary. Because if you don't know, you can kind of f yourself up in solitary. Of course, if you're going for a good score, but you can also change the placement of your horse. Like, how does that matter? Like,
For pony points, which are premium currency. No.
Like, I don't know. Like, someone at not Nintendo.
This is like a Japanese game. Japanese people love
someone at
horse racing
Nintendo was
and
like, "Yo,
solitaire.
I have the next
Bitch, it has
biggest-"
cute ponies on it. Bring it over to the West. I'm like, okay. Well, what do you do though? And like, I don't fucking know. You
play
fucking horse
solitaire.
race and solitaire. Like, that sounds weird, but fuck it. Do it.
All right, cool. Yeah, someone's like, I got the newest big weird thing. All right, cool. What you got? Racing. All right, cool. You got me. Solitary. Wait, hold on. Ponies. Wait, whoa. RPG.
$1 million, please.
Raise up simulator, because you can get 2 ponies. Once you played your pony enough, you can retire it, get another one, retire it, have them mate, and then take the kid and then raise that one up. So, all right.
My team name will be called Glue Factory. It's all the horses.
This pony has a mask on, and it has a cat for a tail.
Amazing. Cattail's not included. Cattail is DLC.
Next. That's available in May. So, aka, hold on, I gotta get that name again. So next up is Guns Counter Azure Striker Gunvolt, aka, well, it's 2, aka Mega Man with their own twist. That's pretty much what it looks like. It's Mega Man. I've never played the first one, but I'm kind of missing out, and I'm gonna probably look into playing it. It looks really fun.
Got funnels that turn into triangle lasers.
It looks
diamond
really
lasers.
fast-paced,
I'm
which
like,
I
yeah.
like.
That was right up my alley. I'm like, yo, I'm in there.
Once again, I never played the first one, so there's, of course, the original character. They have a new one you can play as, who's able to, once again, be Mega Man. He's able to take the powers of the 7 new bosses in the game, and he's using himself to, fight and whatever. He's also able to tackle attack enemies, and then once you do that, you lock onto them, and then you can use your powers to, fight them. It looks really fast-paced. It once again $10, or at least Gunvolt, the first one, will be $10 for March 2nd to June 1st. So I'm probably gonna see what's up because once again that's a long span. So I'll probably pick it up probably before it ends. I'm not really in a rush, and try that out and see if I want to play the second one. But it does look fast paced, which I'm totally down for. I love it, like fast paced action game. Because Mega Man was fast paced, but this looks really fast paced. Like you just dash through. I mean, what you could do with Mega Man, but you can't dash through like this. Like he's flying, and it looks fun. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I'm
down for. Was it Azure Striker Gunvolt 2? Is that the name of it?
Yeah, Azure Striker Gunvolt 2, which will be available in summer 2016. So, the sale for
was there a price on it?
Oh no, there's none. Gunvolt 1 will be available for $10 before Gunvolt 2 comes out, and more than likely probably $15-$20, maybe up to $40, but we'll see.
Yeah, this real hype, good shit. I like it.
Yeah. Next up is Fire Emblem's Fate. Initially, they're just talking about revelations. Oh God, I can't pronounce jack shit. And Nestle in this, if you haven't know, Fire Emblem Conquest is you pay. Spoiler alert to Chapter 5 of Fire Emblem Fates if you've never played it, or 6. Your main character is born. Your main character is born in Birthright, or their nation. I don't remember the actual nation's name, but it's just easier to just say Birthright. That's the people. This is who you're born with. These are your your actual birth mother, your birth father, your birth brother and sisters and whatever. And Conquest is who raised you. So early in your life, of course they're at war. You were picked up by Conquest, aka Nor, and you're raised by them. So you find this out, and in Chapter 6, you have to make a decision. Do you go with who you were born with, and your birthright, your birthright, and you go with them because these are your actual brothers and sisters, or do you side with the people who raised you that you actually remember, and you're chilling with like 3 weeks ago or something like that. But in this new DLC, you play as where you don't pick either sides. So and you kind of just do your own. You don't pick a side, and you kind of do your own thing of, I guess, trying to save the world, which is pretty cool because you're able to ally people from both sides. So if you necessarily went through and played both sides of stories, you of course have favorites that you can actually hopefully pick some of them, because they're not gonna have everyone available for you through this. So there's gonna be only certain people, but I'm actually gonna pick it up because I'm really curious to see the side of you not picking either one. So I'll be getting that eventually after I beat Conquest, which once again is hard.
Yeah, I got the special edition. I'll most likely start it tomorrow. But I'm gonna start Ishido first. That's aka the Whites. So yeah, you were born by the Whites.
Pretty much born by the Whites, kidnapped
by the Blacks,
kidnapped.
and then
you gotta remember you were kidnapped by the Blacks.
The Whites and Blacks. And then the new third route that's coming out, you can go the gray route and fight aliens with both your whites and blacks.
Tentacles not included. Or is it?
It's really a gang thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to just playing it all because I like Fire Emblem, even with the waifu face touching, removed sensor in, whatever, don't care. Yeah, it's Fire Emblem. I like it.
It's whatever. It's honestly, yeah, they took something out of the game just because X reasons X, Y, and Z, but it could have been worse. They could have taken
Camilla out, and then I would have been mad.
Yeah, they could have taken the whole build your own castle stuff.
You may take face touching out, but you leave the titties in.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's all I want. So yeah, that's so yeah, the news was just more DLCs coming out for it.
Yeah.
DLC where you just grind for money or grind for weapons, and then there'll be more DLC where you grind for experience points, and then other classic maps and a bunch of tanks.
Yep.
So just give Nintendo all your DLC money.
Yeah,
That's all it was. The update of hey, fire stuff. Tula is here. Tula is there. And
so next up is Hyrule Warriors, just on your handheld. That's pretty much what it is. You're able to play as characters, whatever. They'll have a season pass for this, which is new.
It's a season pass for a 3DS game. Bam, there you go.
So it comes with 4 DLCs that will come out. All once again coming out this year.
This conference was all about things that come out this year.
Season pass, because everything needs a season pass.
You get a deal. That's basically getting a deal.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you want to get a season pass when you can buy all these unnecessary DLC maps
separately for
one
a higher
by one?
Cost? I mean, season pass usually only saves you like $5 to $10. At most 20. At most.
Saving you.
Yeah, season pass. That's the thing. I've never really liked Dynasty Warriors style games. So you're able to, of course, if you have it for the Wii U, you can, play those characters in the game and, so you also get a new outfit, which is pretty cool, but whatever. It's Dynasty Warriors. Unfortunately, I don't really like to sell the game. I think it's cool that they're able to take a concept from another game and throw a Link skin on it and make the game. I thought that was really cool. Unfortunately, it's Dynasty Warriors.
I wasn't really a big fan of Dynasty Warriors, and the only Dynasty Warriors I really care about is Gundam, and even then those went bad quick. So just Dynasty Warriors, fun, not my thing. Glad that Hyrule Warriors is very cool and good. I mean, makes me wish just give me a Berserk Dynasty Warriors game. You did it for Fist of the North Star, even though that wasn't really good. Just slapped guts on there, and I'll buy it. I don't care how bad it is. It's just, there you go. So it really gives me good hope for more Dynasty Warrior games styled in other people's franchises, just to make Dynasty Warriors actually, new and fresh. Because gosh, we are on Dynasty Warriors 27. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So next
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors. Link Dynasty Warriors.
Sorry, yeah.
So next up after that, because once again, Link Hyrule Warriors is available March 25th for your 3DS, obviously. So next up is, did you ever want to draw your favorite Disney characters on your 3DS? Because with Disney Art Academy, you can. And
I'm
they
afraid
will
of copyright.
Now, it's not you draw them. It's them teaching you how to draw. Hopefully, you'll be able to freelance and draw whatever you want. But they'll show you when to shade and how to shade, so to speak, and hold your hand in them. Hopefully, they're not that very hand-holding, because it just feels like they're holding your hand, because they'll tell you, like, hey, shade here, don't shade here, light here, don't light here. I mean, it's cool if you're an artistic, like if you wanted to start. So hopefully you're able to once again freelance this and draw whatever you want outside the Disney characters. So
I mean, you might as well just get a pen and paper and do that, because you just bought a Disney game to draw Disney characters. That's what it's there for, man.
Pretty much, but hopefully you can draw outside characters. But if you wanted to draw Disney characters, you could. But it looks pretty cool.
There's probably a blank page mode where you just draw whatever.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it's for your artistic natures, in case you like drawing and want something to draw on their 3DS.
Yeah, it's for people who are creative and not like us. I can't draw. I don't know about it.
I can't draw either. So, once again, not my cup of tea, but I'm not saying it's a bad game. I mean, it's a drawing. How do you get drawing bad? But next up is Bravely Second. Unfortunately for me, I didn't finish Bravely First. But excuse me.
And that's all we need.
In here, which is pretty cool, once again, because they had a cat mounter. that's pretty much all you can get from here. Is like there's a demo if you want to probably Bravely Second before you buy it, because of course they're gonna change up the game. They're gonna add more classes, change up some of the basic classes and stuff like that. They were talking about like combining two skills and everything like that. That's once again totally time for. The thing that I'm also giving props to is that they physically for the demo made their own story. Like it's of course just a mini story, but they made a story purposely just for the demo, so you can fully beat the story for the demo and everything like that. But there won't be any spoilers to the actual game. So I think that's a good way. I just want to give them props for actually making a side quest just the demo.
Yeah, I think the original Bravely Default had its demo with quests that weren't even in the main game. It was just random. It was different. So just not to spoil anything on the main game. Which is, good idea. Very good. Cool.
But Cat Mounts here is you steal it's the blue mage, pretty much the blue mage, because you steal the abilities from your enemies, and then you train a cat to do it for treats, which is amazing, and that's just so freaking clever.
Good. You're just watching the video of it, laughing.
Yeah, I just the cat bouncer, man. Come on, you teach it. Like it would be really cool if they did it for Final Fantasy, and you teach your cat to do bad breath.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like Bravely Default. I mean, okay, granted, I haven't played it, the first one even, but I just remember being really hyped for it like a year before the game even came out. I'm like, man, this looks amazing.
Yeah.
And then I never bought it. And then now the second one's coming out. Like, wow, I should really play the first one. I know Jin, he played it all. And I was trying to get it from him or someone, but they had a digital copy. Which, of course, sad life, couldn't mooch.
Yeah. So they're talking about like there's a reward for members who buy physical for a skin, for not a skin, for a layout for your 3DS menu and stuff like that. There's also a collector's edition that comes with like an art book and everything like that. So that's pretty cool, to be able to pre-order and everything. So that's dope. If you're a hardcore fan, there's more of that content and everything like that you can get physical.
Yeah, I always love art books that are, actual art books, not art pamphlets.
And then Bravely Second in Layer, the full detail, would be available on April 15th, because once again, 2016 is this podcast restricted, which I appreciate.
Are they saying the full details will be released then?
No, that's when the game comes out.
Okay, and like, was that just the release date for another day we'll talk about stuff?
No.
A la Final Fantasy 15. Yo, we're going to have our event, and then we'll talk about more stuff at that event. Look forward to that event where we'll talk about stuff. That's good. Was it this month or next month for Final Fantasy 15? I'm getting sidetracked. Continue on.
So that's Bravely Second. Next up, they have Dragon Quest, which is a remake from the previous one that's being brought to the Wii U with 3D models. They say they redid the story, and they say it's a pretty much a different game. But how is it that they brought a new game and made it 3D model and then made it a different game? So I don't know if it's gonna be like the same story. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same story, but a whole bunch of other stuff they added in to make it feel like it's a whole different game, which is probably more than likely what it is. I definitely want to try it because I've only played one Dragon Quest game, but I've always been interested to try another one, and I've never actually done it because I'm a bad person.
Yep.
But it looks fun. I love playing.
Yeah, I never played Dragon Quest, so it's one of those things like really popular, in Japan at least, that you hear about when you're always just being a weeb. So I probably will look into it more, but didn't really catch my fancy. Also, since it bothered me, it's uncovered Final Fantasy 15. It's the event in Los Angeles on March 30th. That's when they'll talk more about Final Fantasy 15. Sorry, I had to look that up because it bothered me. I didn't do it. So it's this month. Good. So yeah, Dragon Quest, cool.
Dragon Quest 7, Fragments of the Forgotten Past, available 2016. So I'm assuming fall, winter
Later
this year.
Yeah.
I doubt it's gonna do something where it's like available today. No.
No, that's probably like November.
I'm sure we'll maybe hear more, or not even a mention, not necessarily a mention, or not hear more about at Nintendo's E3 Direct that they have.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll probably find out more details on the.
We'll hear more about that and the NX and the Zelda.
We better hear about that NX.
No, we got. I mean, like physically, their company needs to talk about that. Not physically, financially. Yo.
So next up, probably the most hyped thing that I'm about, Monster Hunter Generations, which is Monster Hunter Cross in Japan, which is out now. Monster Hunter Generation for summer of 2016. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm going to get a capture card. I'm gonna stream this shit. It's gonna be great.
I can't. You know wait. Me. I've barely touched Monster Hunter. It's just not really my thing. Just only ever got to G rank 3 times in these games, and just
yeah. Like so.
I'm happy to do it again. This is literally drugs.
It's pretty much like I don't know how much have you looked into Monster Hunter games, or at least not Monster Hunter games, Monster Hunter Cross. But did you know about the styles?
Yeah, I knew about the styles.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
saw some stuff already.
Watching some videos. In case you guys don't know, what they did in Monster Hunter Cross is that they added different styles to it. And necessarily what the styles are, I want to give a shout out to the video because they're talking about these 4 legendary monsters that I'm just gonna cut myself off. There's I don't know why I just thought I was choking, but 4 colossal threats have surfaced. All right. I want to give props to 2 of them. The first one they show is kind of like an electric beast. He's pretty cool, but he's not the one I'm really hyped about. He just sounds really annoying, aggressive. The second one, which is the one I'm showing here, looks like a pink. It's a pink pretty in a rainbow like monster. I just think it looks gorgeous, and I don't know why I love this monster, and I look forward to literally slaughtering the shit out of it. Cutting its tail off, breaking its face off, destroying its claws, torturing it to death. Can't wait. But this one right here, it's a mammoth, right? So I really want to give a shout out to Monster Hunter for giving newer monsters in there. Because usually what they are like dragons, snakes, things like that. I always love these new monsters. Like from Monster Hunter 4, my favorite was the queen with the little beetle, and they came kind of like a turret, so to speak. But I want to give a shout out to this mammoth creature, because I really think he looks pretty cool. I'm really curious, like, I'm not saying it's going to be my favorite. I definitely don't think that. But I definitely want to, see more about this monster. There you are.
There we go.
Yeah. But I was just talking about like the monster. Like there's one in there that looks like an elephant or a mammoth, and I think it looks really cool because I love these new monsters. None of this dragon shit. Cool. Dragons are cool, but I would like to see you guys take other monsters into consideration. Like in Monster Hunter 4, they had a monkey, which I liked. They had a snake, which was pretty cool. They had, once again, the queen deterrent one, or I can't remember its name. I'm sorry. The turret one, which actually got a beetle and put it on top of it, and it once again was a turret type of fortress type of one. I love that. Like, I love these new times where they take the time to make it a unique monster, and I just really look forward to looking at this mammoth one. I'm really curious to see the rest of its body because it only shows its front, and it's torn and its or its nose. But it's Monster Hunter. They're changing it up a bit. They're adding styles to it, which the styles are the standard. The way the weapons work right now are the standard style. They're called the guild styles. But on top of that, they're adding Bushido style. They're adding aerial style, and they're adding striker style. So pretty much, long story short, for each style is that each weapons has their four styles that you can pick. I'm not sure how this is gonna work if only certain weapons become those certain types. We won't know until the game comes out. Of course, I didn't look into the Japanese or Monster Hunter Cross because I can't read Japanese, so I can't see. But pretty much, it's guild style, it's standard style. Aerial style is the more, but of course, aerial style, like, you can jump on monsters and you're able to get above them and do additional damage and stuff like that. If they're charging you, you can jump over them, do some attacks, and then dodge the attack while still attacking them. They have Bushido style, which is pretty much from long story short, high risk, high reward, and more of the aggressive type. And then striker style is more of a defensive one, I believe. But in order to balance this out, is that when you're choosing a different style, it removes certain abilities or certain attacks from yours. I don't quote me on this, but I believe the switch axe is aerial style. If you don't know, for Monster Hunter, you're able to do that little charging for the switch axe. And what it does is that it's the one, the explosion at the end, and then you switch back to axe mode from your sword explosion. In aerial style for switch axe in Monster Hunter Cross or Monster Hunter Generation, you don't have that. The only way to perform that move, you have to be in air. And then you'll do it on air, you'll land, and you'll finish it. So it's a way of balancing them out, but at the same time still making them unique by adding these new moves, different things. Like on Lance for Bushido style, you'll be able to have a counter. So if a monster does an attack, if you can time it right, and it's a very small window, you're able to completely nullify the attack, take no damage from it whatsoever, and then do a counter attack. So I actually want to use, like, I never really used the lance at all, but these styles really wants me to use these weapons that I've never used before, and I really want to use the lance because if you can time those out, you can if you can really time it, you can fight a boss, probably never take any damage from it because you just counter all his attacks. Just take him.
Lancing had like two main styles. There was guard lancing where you actually guarded and took the hit, and then there was evade lancing where you would back hop or side hop through everything because you had so many iframes.
Yeah. And now,
but I played like a bit of everything. But yeah, these styles are really interesting. They make up. It's a good change because it did get a little stale. Like 4 Ultimate was really good, but if they just made 4 Ultimate, that would have been But so yeah, this is real cool. I don't think there's a G rank either. There's only high rank, which is still fine. There's so many monsters that it doesn't matter. It's still good.
Like G. If they took out G rank, that's kind of bad. Just overall, like, why did you take a G rank? But if they make it up with how many monsters are in high rank and everything like that, because honestly, because if you don't know, if you never played any Monster Hunter, what it does is that you'll do low rank, high rank, and then G rank. Well, initially is where the game started, is what a lot of people say. Because it's initially what it is. Because some of the higher end monsters, some of the strongest monsters you can only see in G rank. And pretty much low rank and high rank were just training. So I guess doing this, because one of the things that would happen in Nintendo for Monster Hunter is that a lot of people would get the high rank, but would never actually get to the G rank, because in G rank you fight the same monsters you fought in low rank and high rank, just stronger. And people, I guess, found it tedious. I was one of them because I was like, I'm finding you again, whatever. So I can see why they did this. I'm hoping they did it well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Which
usually the games we got in America were an updated version of a game.
Yeah.
Japanese got. So like, they would get this, and then they would get like Monster Hunter Cross G, and then that would come over for us called Monster Hunter Cross.
Yeah.
So this time we're just getting it, first with them. And since they've probably learned a lot, they've added a lot, so it'll be fine. I think I've heard nothing but good things. If you like Monster Hunter, you like this.
Well, I'm day one, hopefully with a capture card. I'm going to definitely work in and put so much effort.
You.
Day one, like
I
already.
Ian and Jim.
In case you guys don't know, for Monster Hunter 3rd, I ended up getting some of my friends into Monster Hunter by playing Monster Hunter like around them, and I bought 4 copies of Monster Hunter 3rd. I bought my copy, I bought 2 of my friends' copies, and then eventually the 3rd one. But they of course paid me back, but because they were like, I want to play Monster Hunter, but I want to spend the money with it. And I was like, I'll buy the game for you. Bought the game for them. They got into Monster Hunter and they paid me back, and I was like, cool. But I did that just because I wanted. It's Monster Hunter. More people need to play Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you need 4. You don't need 4, but you need 4.
I need 4 people. Plus, they need to play Monster Hunter. It's a great game, and they did. They did enjoy it. There are just some gripes they have about it.
Everyone likes doing crack with their friends. That's
exactly.
If you do crack by yourself, that's no fun. You got to get your friends to do crack with you.
Now, as much as I would love to play Monster Hunter on a console, only wish like handhelds on consoles, please. But whatever, I'm still gonna be playing the shit out of this game. Bruh, fuck, I'm so hyped for this game. Like when I found out about the styles, that itself is just god. You can play the same way you were.
My greatsword gets hyper armor. I'm so happy.
Exactly. Like
Yes. What?
We can end the podcast now.
Hyper
armor. But yeah, that's coming to summer 2016. We'll probably. I don't know. It could be. It could be something where they come up at E3 and it's like games out in a few weeks. They're just talking about if you have your 3DS, if you have saved data from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, you'll be able to get some includes some content. They're also making a Fire Emblem marked. They're having a Marth skin or a costume that you can also get. In case you want to dress as Marth and play Monster Hunter. But at the time of this E3, not E3, for this Nintendo Direct, getting Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate for 48 hours will be $20 in the eShop. So I guess it's so you can play that, get the G rank, and then the Monster Hunter Generation comes out, and then you start all over. You can if you want. Cool.
I'm not gonna tell you to smoke crack, but buy it.
It's a Monster Hunter, man.
Crack.
It's a Monster Hunter. Go freaking play it. The only thing I hate about these costumes is that the costumes are usually for Sword and Shield or Sword and Shield. The Link one, Sword and Shield. The Marth one, Sword and Shield.
Well, that's what they use. So
I understand that, but I
think this one wasn't for Sword and Shield. It was for what's
Marth is Sword and Shield. I don't know. I'm just
whatever.
I don't know. It's
new Smash character, Sword and Shield. That's all you get.
It would be cool if they added, if they added DLC weapons for things that weren't Sword and Shield, which they do. But I'm talking about famous ones. It'd be nice if I had a giant version of Cloud's sword, which it could happen now because Cloud's in Smash. But a giant.
Nope, you would get Lightning, who has a sword and shield.
Lightning would be dual blades. I can see Lightning weapon being a dual blade with a projectile. So I don't fucking know. I have no idea. But using Cloud Sword as a great sword. I'm talking about his because I do know there's a weapon that kind of looks like Cloud's Buster Sword, but I'm talking about his Aberrant Children's Sword. I freaking love that weapon design for it. I don't know how you'll be able to do Omni Slash and add that to the game without that being overpowered as shit. But that'd be cool too. But I doubt it. Yeah, Monster Hunter, hype. Hype as shit. Hype as shit. I can't wait. Gonna get a capture card. Gonna stream it. Available summer 2016. Hype. Monster
Final
Hunter.
Fantasy 9 DLC for Vivi. Special costume for Sword and Shield. Bam.
Fuck you. I don't even use Sword and Shield. Oh my gosh, my Sword and Shield. Out of all the series of me playing Monster Hunter in the 600 hours, I have 700 hours total into Monster Hunter in general. No, it's more than that. I'm sorry. Sword and Shield, my least played weapon class. I played it once in each game just to see how it works, and that's probably it. I can't. I hate Sword and Shield. It's too weak. It's too slow. No, it's a support class, and it's an item support class, and no. But yes, Monster Hunter Generations, summer 2016.
Out for it.
Fuck.
Good.
Enough time for me to raise up money for a capture card and get that shit sent to me, hopefully. So yeah. So next up is in case you guys don't remember, the Metroid game that is going to be in first person Metropolitan Federation Force, and how much hate this game got because everyone wants a Metroid game, and this isn't a Metroid game people want it, so it got a ton of hate, which is why the guy who's producing the game's up here talking about his game and everything like that, which looked interesting. It's pretty much just Metroid game from third person. You're able to, when you go into these missions, you have a weight limit, and depending on what you pick, you'll be classed. So you can have a maid's character, you can be a person, be the healer, a person be the aggressive, the tank. Like, the game itself looks fine, you know. It does look like it could be a little bit boring, because like right here they're finding a boss, and like the only thing on the field is literally the boss character. And it looks like a small area, so you know, whatever, but it's just not the Metroid game people want, so whatever.
If it was just called Space Prime Federation Force,
it probably would have been
it'll
okay.
be fine. This game looks like actually could be fun. Like, it'll be good. It's just since there's Metroid in the title, people are just really want another Metroid game that's Metroid, not, you know, a spin-off.
Yeah.
And that's just, you gotta deal with it sometimes. You gotta take your spin-off
Yeah.
to get your good shit.
Yep.
As a Gundam fan, I take those hits all the time. Sometimes you gotta get the little kid thing to make you a shit ton of money, so you can get the, you know, the mature kind of adult thing that you want, that, you know, won't sell that well, but still pretty cool. And then you just switch to the kid thing to get you more money. But I mean, if this is the kid thing, that'll hopefully make some money for you to get your Metroid Prime Ridley Dies edition for real this time. Ripley? I don't fucking know. Metroid's a girl.
One of the things they did is that, one, they reamped and restarted the game, because now that the 3DS extra large is out and has their they have their the little second analog stick, they literally reamped the game once again. I'm totally not interested in playing this game. It looks too dull, it looks too boring, it looks tedious, and you know, blah blah blah. What's next?
Tell us how you really feel about the game.
It just looks dull and boring.
I'm joking. You're good. Go on.
I mean, the character models look good, because I love futuristic and space and tech and high tech and stuff like that.
Space Army Man.
Yeah. So yeah. So next up, after they talked about it for a while, oh my god, they talked it for longer than I thought they did.
They had to say, hey, we're sorry, it's not like a real Metroid game.
Pretty
but
much.
You're gonna like this. You should like this. You should buy this. Please buy it. Please buy it. Thank you for your time. Please be excited. Bye.
So next up was another weird game, which I keep skipping over the title, which is Rhythm Rhyme Heaven Mega Mix.
Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix.
Just
It's
another
a
game of
rhythm
just
game with a bunch of mini rhythm games inside of it, and
pretty
that
much.
seems okay in my book.
Um,
I am bad at rhythm games, but I sure do like
rhythm games.
rhythm games.
I don't know. I never rhythm games are fun, but I never got hardcore into them. I know there's one I played for PSP.
I will play everything on normal or easy and have fun with it.
Yeah, but it's available
once I
later
bump
this
that
year.
up to hard, or that is thrown out the window. But yeah, rhythm heavy Mega Mix seems okay, and please buy it. Go out and buy it if you like Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix.
But one of the things I want to say about this is that this is the only thing in the whole Nintendo Direct that doesn't say 2016. It says available later this year, which is weird. Because why not just say available in 2016?
Well, because they were tired of typing that and just wanted to use that sentence. It's, it means the same thing. Later this year is 2016.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, but whatever. Last but not least is another Kirby game. Which when I first saw this, it was just like, all right, cool, it's a Kirby game. Cool, Kirby fans are gonna jump in that. Now I'm interested in it because just like a standard Kirby
robots.
game, like a standard Kirby game, you're able to absorb enemies, use your abilities, you're able to jump back to the back forth of the game. But they added to where you can use mechs of the enemy's mechs. When you jump in the enemy's mechs, it turns pink and it becomes a Kirby mech. And not only that does it able to destroy things in your way and stuff like that, but it can scan and use enemy abilities.
Amazing.
Shit.
Kirby Planet Robobot.
So there's
3DS.
I believe there's 30 30 classes for Kirby itself, 10 for the robot. And yes.
June 10th. That's my birthday. Damn, Kirby on my birthday.
This is pretty cool. And then they also have a Kirby Team Kirby Dash, where you and 4 players can Kirby it up.
Kirby Hunters.
And then you power against powerful foes and stuff like that.
Yeah. And you get to use Gundam Kirby.
Be a mage.
Kirby mechs. Kirby power armor.
Yeah.
Just how to get me into just add robots to things. I'm done. I'm good. Hey, you got it.
Could you just imagine? Can you just imagine Pokemon if there were just robots?
Called Metabots.
Yeah. Well, just
Metabots.
Whatever. But one of the things they have to do is, once again, they're finding uses for your amiibos. So with the Kirby game, if you add a character like that has a sword, he'll get the sword ability. If you put in like Mario, like they're doing here, you have the fire ability. So it's pretty cool, and you can do this on the fly. So if you're fighting through a level and you need like an ability, and there's not a person here that's able to get it from, you'll be able to scan. And what's pretty cool is that they say that you can use any one of your amiibos, all of them will have hopefully a different ability, and then each other. They may have some clones in there, but as you can see here, they're also introducing with the Kirby game Kirby amiibos. As you can see here, they have Meta Knight, which I'm maybe looking into getting, King DDD, and Random Guy. That's pretty much what he is. He's a random guy. But that's
Kirby.
hey, Kirby Little. Kirby, but not Kirby.
Kirby Metal Slug.
But
I'm okay with this.
That's actually what it is. The Kirby game.
Kirby Mega Man.
But what's also pretty cool with these Kirby amiibos is that if you scan those into the abilities, Kirby will actually get a unique skin for the game. And, you can also get this UFO ability too. But Kirby Planet Robot comes June 10th, 2016. Once again, 2016.
Good day.
It's cool.
Good day. Camp. Hype.
Good
job.
Thanks for tuning in.
That's pretty much it. Nintendo Direct. Yeah. ideas.
So everyone go buy your Kirby amiibos to play your Kirby robot game with.
So
It'll be fun.
So everyone says that the 3DS is a Pokemon playing device. I was like, fuck you. 3DS to me is the Monster Hunter playing device. Like, the main reason why I have a 3DS is for
they
Monster
never
Hunter.
even talked about Pokemon Dayman and Pokemon Nightman, aka
No.
Pokemon Sun and Moon.
No, I'm sure.
That wasn't even today. That's for E3. They're busting out.
Yeah, that's gonna be
It's a
E3.
big direct.
Because there's
That's
no
gonna be this year, too.
reason. There's no real reason to have the Pokemon Direct and then talk about it again, unless they're doing new.
Oh, true, because they barely showed anything on
They
that
announced
Pokemon Direct, and that was
yeah,
that was just a couple
days
ago,
So
right? Yeah, so we're good.
if they were if they were gonna talk about the game, like, yo, here's Gen 7, here's your starters. They would have all done that in the Pokemon Direct. There's no like reason to have this little 5-minute Direct and then have like a 6-minute Direct, and you know, and this one, like, so that's more than likely gonna be at E3, around that time, because that's also being released later this year, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, 2016 for Nintendo, and at least the 3DS is looking
Just Monster Hunter.
pretty good. We had
Monster
Fire Emblem Fates. We're getting Bravely Second. We're getting more Dragon Quest 7 and 8. We're getting Kirby Planet Robobot. Ace Attorney 6. Zero Escape 3. Zero Time Dilemma. Rhythm Heaven Megamix. Pokemon Sun and Moon. And a little game called Monster Hunter Generations.
Never heard of it. Sounds bad.
Shouldn't get it. Don't do drugs, kid. So yeah, that was the Direct. All the news so far. Or in the Direct.
Yep. Once again, the links to Twitch, Snapchat, and what all that, my social links and everything like that will be in the description below. I do want to thank you for watching. I do want to thank Jen, even though he had to leave early. I do want to thank you, Alex, for participating again in one of my mini podcasts, and adding your input to it. His link to his Twitter will be in the description below. The Facebook group that we're all in and that you guys should all totally join will be in the description below. Outside of that, thanks for tuning in, and y'all should play Monster Hunter.
Peace. Great sword, best sword.
It's alright.